Everybody's a different, but with the same problems. I think we all think that we're the only ones with certain problems. And actually, when you start talking to other people and you kind of look out a bit more, you actually find we're all different, but with the same problems.
In today's episode, I have the lovely Cheryl Masey with me. And Cheryl is somebody who I've only met quite recently, but she's one of those people you instantly get on with and instantly start chatting. I mean, yes, I did have a glass of wine, I think, but you always, you seem to somehow make people feel relaxed. So first of all, Cheryl, before we get into how we met and all of that, can you tell me a little bit about what you do and who you are?
Yeah. First of all, thank you for having me. It's my first podcast, so I'm excited to be here. And I am a mindset and business coach, and I help people build confidence, self-worth, and belief in themselves so they can kind of live a life on purpose and have a more fulfilled life, however that would look for them. Because I think too many people feel that they have to live their life in a certain way, and we have to, have the job, have this until we retire, blah, 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 blah. And a lot of people are just miserable. Nobody, like people who are wanting more, just living a life, just plodding on because they should. So I help people find their purpose and, create their passion to it and live a life that they want to live.
That's amazing. That must be so rewarding. Because I can imagine so many people, especially in the online world, you get pigeonholed into thinking that everything's got to be just so, and if I'm not doing that, then I'm failing. Mm-hmm. Do you find that everybody is incredibly different?
Everybody's different, but with the same problems. I think we all think that we're the only ones with certain problems. And actually, when you start talking to other people and you kind of look out a bit more, you actually find we're all different, but with the same problems. So a lot of my clients have the fear of judgment. So that fear of being seen by other people. And but in reality is whether we try or fail or succeed or try nothing at all, people are going to judge us either way. So we may as well do what we want to do because we're going to get judged either way. So
that's so true. So true.
So yes.
So you just have to embrace it and get on with it, right?
Yeah, basically. Because I don't know, everybody seems to have that fear in some way or another. And we just kind of feel the fear and do it anyway. It's one of my favorite quotes, actually. Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you read the book?
I've read part. I'm a bit of I pick a book up and I put it down. I've got so many open books right now. So I've read some of the book.
You're a book floozy.
I'm a floozy, and and as well, I'm an audio booker as well. So compared to a reading book, it just makes me tired. Makes me tired.
I know, it can send you to sleep, can't it? My partner listens to the whole of, well, he doesn't because it takes him 5 minutes and he's asleep. How he does that, I don't know. But he has Sherlock Holmes on and he just sticks it on at night. And I'm like, if that was me, I'd have to wait until the end of the next chapter because I'd want to.
Oh, really?
But no, he's like, oh. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I wish I could do that.
No, I am a easy sleeper as well. I sleep, but I mostly listened to like podcasts and my audiobooks when I'm driving. So like in between places, if I'm not caught in the kids somewhere, then I've got an audiobook on. Mainly because I get sick of the radio adverts and the same song on repeat, but also so that I can be gaining knowledge as I drive to my next place.
That's a really, really, really good idea. It is really good. That Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway it's quite a thin book, so even I managed to read it and absorb it, right? Because I do have a very short attention span. So even I managed to get it in there somewhere.
I'm going to pick it up again.
I don't know. It was a long time ago now. But
no.
Yeah, totally. What is the point if people are going to judge you anyway, what is the point of holding back?
Exactly. And because if you just wait, like I find, like we just wait. Oh, we're going to wait until perhaps, maybe till I've got enough money, or until I'm this, and until I'm certain way, and actually, it's like, no, you can do something now to get started, and it you just do it as you go along. You learn as you go along, and then the more that you do it, the more you realise, actually, yeah, I can do it. So don't
Is it
wait.
like there's never a perfect time to have a baby? Is it the same thing?
Yeah, pretty much. But like in every single area of your life, there's
Wow.
always something you can do to move that little step closer. And actually, I was actually just talking, I think, the other day, saying if you have 15 minutes in your day that you can either have less scroll time, less TV time, or just laying in bed time, you can use that 15 minutes to actually invest in yourself, because that's almost 2 hours a week. And then if you look at that over, a month, a couple of months, a year, then you are so much more closer to doing what you want, like towards your goals, towards your dreams, so much closer. Just 15 minutes a day.
That I've never thought of that before, and gosh, that would really add up. That would really
It really does.
make a difference to you, couldn't it? And
Yeah.
those hours and hours that you lose.
Oh, schooling. I
Or
know.
you're not even looking at what you want to look like half the time because the algorithm's pointed you off in some random direction, and you're like,
Mm.
"Oh, Shelby."
And all it takes is that one friend to send you some weird video, and then your whole algorithm's messed up for the day, and you're just like, wow. So you just then, like you say, not even what you want to look at. It's just somebody else's rubbish. And before you know it, a couple of hours have passed. And, in the time that you said that you never have time to do something, actually, you've laid there for a couple of hours watching everybody else do it.
Absolutely. So do you have a particular age range of clients, and does it tend to be more female than male, or does it not matter?
Well, it doesn't matter, but I would say most of my clients at the moment are probably mostly female, around 30s, 40s. But I've had younger, I've had older, and it's, people that really want to make that change in their life, and they're not sure where to kind of start. And so they come to me, and then we kind of unpick it, and we find out what is blocking them from progressing, from getting what they want, and then we put it into action steps and get a plan to see what and when it's going to be actioned, moving forwards.
Fantastic. So with that, sometimes do you end up going down avenues that you totally don't expect? Because I know from my own personal issues, I hate using the phone. I will do anything I can to avoid ringing somebody or even answering the phone. I will do anything I can to not do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's called telephonophobia or telephobia. Nobody seems to know. Who knew it was even a thing? But that, I'm sure, doesn't come from the fact that I don't like what mobile I've got, or I don't like talking to people. I love talking to people.
Yeah. So with that,
It's something else, isn't it?
it's something else that it could be something so small, but actually your brain's kind of like blown it up to say, no, this is danger. You don't answer it. It's not going to end well. So something that's happened in your life, whether so small or so big, can actually then create these larger things in your minds to what it actually is. So yeah, so then we would like look at other avenues of, like, when was the first time that you ever experienced this? Can you think of anything else that, similar to this situation when you was younger? And then we kind of would start unpicking it from them. And sometimes it just takes a couple of small questions for, people to have that, oh my God, that aha moment, like, oh my God, I never really thought or considered this. And it could be something completely different, or something as small as, you didn't have a phone when all the phones came out, and it was like, I don't know, it's a really terrible example, but it can be something so small that you don't realize is actually creating that problem.
And that's been going round and round again in your mind and building up to be
Mhm.
this huge thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Incredible.
So a lot of things can seem like it's something so small, but actually it can go all the way back to it's even some things that we might not actually remember, but we go back to as far as we can remember. And if even if that, it's then we just look at what we can do to put steps in place to overcome this.
Wow. Amazing.
Mhm.
Amazing. And I can imagine sometimes that might take quite a long time and you might have to really get people to open up. So the
Mhm.
fact that you are somebody that is personable and can chat to people and make people feel relaxed is very important.
Yeah, but the thing is, when people come to me, it's because they want to make that change. They don't want to, be they either want a certain something or they don't want to be living in a certain way anymore. So they are more open to being more open and honest. And I always say, even if they know, if they like think of the reason in their head, like they don't have to tell me, they have it themselves. But as long as they reach that point of knowing where the trigger started, then we can actually move forward from there. So yes, it is can be tough for people to open up, but equally no, because they don't have to share. They only share what they want to share. Um, Obviously, the more they share, the more that we can delve deeper. But actually, they can do that anyway in their own mind in the same setting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all a confidential environment. It's
Mm,
all strictly between you and them. It's
yeah.
not they've got absolutely every assurance that you're not going to be going saying, "Oh, I tell you what,"
No.
going on social media and everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No.
So, do you tend to do this online or do you tend to do it in person? Do you find that some people want like the whole face to face being with you situation?
Yeah. So I am solely online at the moment. However, I will be in the future probably doing some like in-person days, but that would be kind of at a venue um, and for longer days. But and then just mostly like my friends, I do pop to their houses, and but if they're local and they want to be in person, then I'm happy to arrange something like locally for them. But currently online, and I find it works for a lot of people because it means that they haven't got the travel time. They can just jump online in between whatever they're doing, have a session, go away, and it means that we can do like late early, different times of the day to suit people better than having to travel into places. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can imagine that as news of you grows and your the way you help people, it means that you might end up speaking to somebody in a different country or something like that,
Yeah.
or a different part of our country, and then yeah,
Mhm.
the logistics become a nightmare, don't they? So that
They
makes
can do, yeah. But I would in the future love to run like an event or, something in person, but currently online.
perfect, perfect,
So,
excellent. And so, growing up, were you always sort of like treated as the problem solver? So have you always been somebody that people come to and confide in?
yeah, I'm one of those people that random strangers will tell me their deepest, darkest secrets out of the blue. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, so if I'm on a night out, washing your hands in the bathroom, and all of a sudden you get someone telling you these secrets, and I'm like, what's happening? But I suppose I have always been one of those people where, because I've always tried not to be like judgmental and blah blah blah, and people like, and I've always had an honest, um, I've always had an honest word to say to people. So I find that a lot of people have come to me before because of they want to know either what I don't know, just um, people have always kind of come to me to confide, knowing that I'm not going to tell everyone, I'm not going to go gossiping, but also that I'm going to give them a real response and not sugarcoat it. And so I would say yes. I would say that uh, most people. I would say yes. A lot of people have always come to me um, yeah, over throughout my life.
Excellent. So yeah, I can understand that. I mean, I've met you once in person. So for the benefit of everybody listening, we met at an event, at a book launch that one
Yeah,
of our authors had done, Joe, and instantly, I was part of this big group, and it can be quite daunting walking in on your own. You don't know anybody. The only person I knew there was Jo, the lady that had written the book. And to have people there who are naturally able to talk, able to get you to relax, oh, it makes such a difference. So I was sitting opposite you, and I was so grateful. I was so grateful for that. But also, we ended up after everyone else had gone home, as you can imagine. In fact, people who listen to my podcast regularly will know that this is a common theme. This happens quite a lot. Yeah. In fact, the lady on the last podcast, the last episode, that happened there as well.
oh, really?
As well.
Yeah,
Oh,
I went, yeah. It was a really sunny day, and yeah, and the mojitos were amazing. And yeah, no, that was it was nice.
lovely day.
I am normally I'm a lingerer. I never want to go home.
No.
I love being at home when I'm home, but I just yeah, always I'm like, oh,
Want to rinse the last minute out of it all. Yeah, absolutely. I totally get that too. Especially in your situation, because you have quite young children, don't you?
No, they're not. They're quite well. They're not old, but they're not young either. So my two are almost 16 and 13.
Right. So, but this sort of age you still have to get back for at some time.
Yeah,
It's not like I can go on holiday for 2 weeks.
no, no, that would be a problem. But yeah, so yeah, they're not like littlies, but they're not grown as well. So
No. See, mine have gone. So,
oh,
so for me, it's if I'm out enjoying something. I do have a partner, but I mean, he is very capable of making his own dinner. I mean, hopefully teenagers are too, but I know because I've had to be. But for me, it's not such a thing. So if I know that they're sorted, if when mine were that age, and I knew that they were sorted, and I knew that it didn't matter, I could do another hour, I would. Why not?
yeah, especially with the sun shining as well.
And the mojitos are flowing. Absolutely.
It's a play.
Yeah.
It's tough to find a place that does a decent mojito.
Well, as long as you're doing plenty of market research, that's absolutely fine.
That's what it's all about.
Definitely, definitely. So where are you based? Where I know you're online, but where roughly do you live in the country?
So I live just outside of London, so near Stansted Airport. So close to Stansted Airport, just outside. So it's like a 25-minute train into London. And I'm currently as well doing my degree. So I'm about to go into my last year. So I'm doing my degree in central London.
Wow.
There was a purpose for that. My mind should, but so yeah. So I'm currently doing my degree, and my university is in central London, so it's not far.
Great.
So,
That's great. And also, you've got the best of both worlds, haven't you? Because you haven't got all the hassle of living in London. I live right in the middle, and so you haven't got all the hassle and
yeah,
pickpockets and things. But you have got those. I mean, you can go out for a night out, you can go to something, and know that you can get home easily as well. So,
yes,
excellent. And
it's easier. It's easier to get back from central London than it is from some of the closer places near me because of the transport links. So yeah, it's actually cheaper and quicker to get back from London than say like a village that's like a half an hour drive from me because of the transport links, and then the taxi prices are just ridiculous. So it's actually, and we prefer coming out in London as well. Yeah, so love a rooftop.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. I love that. So from a logistics point of view, if you do end up doing events and things, you could do them anywhere, couldn't you? Because you can travel into London and then out. It's such a hub. Brilliant.
Yeah. And I'm not far from Cambridge either. So I'm kind of like in between Cambridge and London. So actually, it's quite a good location, good position to be in.
Yeah. But as you say, at the moment, as long as you've got good Wi-Fi, then
Yeah,
you could.
that's a whole other story. I've
It
had to
is
change my Wi-Fi about 3 times in the past month. My new one's coming.
Oh my
So if this cuts out, we know why.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi here. I mean, we have, because we live in a tourist attraction. We have like two Wi-Fi systems. We have the private one, and then we've got a public one that the visitors can go on. And I usually end up going on the public one. It's still secure and everything, but I usually end up going on the public one because the other one just kicks out all the time, and it's like, oh, and when you're doing something like this, recording something like this, and then suddenly you realise that actually you're talking to yourself.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, it's done it again. So I do end up on the visitor one more than anything else. But because that one is so important to them, it's the one that they throw all the resources at. So it's good to have that. But you know how when someone comes around to your house and they say, if they're staying for a couple of nights or something, and they say, "Oh, what's your Wi-Fi?" And I'm like, well, it's a bit different to normal.
If you just enter in your email address and consent to marketing.
Exactly. If you tick this box, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, it is a little bit strange. In fact, just before we came on, actually, there's it's not Chinese New Year, so I don't know why, but out in the gardens here, suddenly all these drummers kicked off, and I went to the window and had a look, and it was a Chinese dragon going round. Lots of kids sort of clapping and everything, and I'm like, I'm about to record a podcast. Do you mind?
Do you know what event it is or what time of year it is? No.
No, I don't know, because the New Year, Chinese New Year, is
It's
January.
February. Yeah.
Yeah, so
No.
something. I don't know.
I used to work for a Chinese restaurant for like about 3-4 years when I was younger, and every year they would do the dragon dance. And then once one of the dragon dancers couldn't show up, and he was trying to get me to be like part of the dragon. Obviously, I didn't. It was a really good event. And then when everything closed, then we'd be invited for like all food with the whole restaurant, and I was all excited. I thought, oh, it's going to be a nice like Chinese buffet, but it's really different food. It was food that you wouldn't get at your normal local Chinese. So it was very like it was interesting foods, but not necessarily what I would pick. But
yeah, you can't sort of sit down then, can you? Because you're like, oh, free food, great. Thank you. Yeah. I can imagine that. Oh.
Yeah. So when that was like my first job, I think, or one of my first jobs. I started up washing up.
Oh my God.
And then I got promoted to the bar. Almost promoted to dragon.
Oh, I'm quite disappointed you didn't do the dragon. I think that would have been quite. But then if you're in the middle, you've got someone else's armpits and someone else behind you, and someone shouting at you for not going up when you should go down. I suppose it's not as prestigious as being at the front, is it?
Well, no, and I think it kind of exceeded my fitness levels as well.
Yeah, because they are really active and bouncy, and they do put so much into it. That one. No, oh my goodness.
Amazing. Is it still going on now, is it?
No, thank goodness it stopped like 30 seconds before I came in. So it came into the Zoom room. So I was like, because I've got my swanky mic and everything, but honestly, who knows whether it would have been picked up or not. And we got double glazing, but it was still really, really loud. And I'm at the back of the house. But I was like, but no, just before.
Amazing.
Bad things happen here all the time. There's always something going on. And if there isn't, then there'll be something weird going on across the road at Parliament, and there'll be Chinook helicopters circling. And I'm, thank you. Would you shut up? So, but I can't complain really, because you've got your 25-minute train journey. I just step out the door, so I cannot complain, and I must because I won't be.
I know. I know part of me thinks that I'd like to live in central London, but then it is nice to get. I feel like I have got the best of both worlds here, because I've got the countryside, but also I'm very close to to the city and to the airport. And I think I've got a good location, but sometimes that 25 minutes, if you miss the train, it can feel like a life.
I can imagine. I can imagine. Do they go through the night as well?
No,
Oh,
no. So it's like that decision that I think the last train from Liverpool Street is like 11:58 or something. So you have to make a decision whether you're gonna, get that or not. But then there is a coach 24 hours to the airport, but then you've got to find your way home from the airport.
so that makes it more complicated. And by virtue of the fact that you've missed your train, usually probably means that you've mojitoed up. So,
Yeah.
those logistics aren't something you'd want, really.
No, and then obviously taxi
Yeah.
home. So, but yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, absolutely. So back to talking about the business. I could chat all day, but to you all day, especially about
And I always go off on a tangent as well. Like these just random things come to my head, and then before you know it, I'm talking about trains.
Yeah, I know, right? I absolutely get it. I know, I'm the same. That's probably why we go on. But so going back to the business, the way you want to grow it. How do you want to grow it? Or are you happy for the next few years to continue the way you are?
So I have some exciting things coming out that I can't quite share with you yet for September. And so I am growing, and I am going to be launching some courses. But I might just introduce them to my one-to-ones to begin with. But then I'm hoping like group programs, memberships, in-person days. I'm one of those that there's so much that I want to do, and it's just kind of like I want it all at the same time. But I know these things take time and they take planning, and so I've got my strategy in place, like of how I'm going to be growing, and more collaborations, and just hopefully in the long run, I want to be helping people help other people. So I love helping people, and I won't ever stop helping people. But ideally, I would like to help teach people how to help people, so that actually more people are helping more people. I don't even know if that makes sense, but more people helping more people. So not just teaching people to help them, but how to help others to help others. Yeah.
Wow. It'll make a big difference in the world. That's amazing. I love that.
So that's kind of the bigger look that I have now. But I found that actually when I first started, kind of, I had an idea in mind, and already I've like the journey's taken the different journey. So whenever I start doing something, I meet somebody else new, and something else, then before you know it, I'm on a whole different path. So as I say recently, almost a year ago, I became part of, I partnershiped with the Business Success Company. So I'm now in partnership with a business company, in which that was never on my plan. But here it is. And so, yeah, so always start your journey with a plan in mind, and it will change, and you will find yourself in a different position, in different places with new people, and creating great networks.
I love that, because it means that you're not. Some people get very blinkered and focused, laser focused, but then they miss these opportunities along the way, and that's such a shame, isn't it? Because as time changes as well, what you were laser focused on might not actually be that viable anymore. And so these things that are coming in, you have to have an open mind, don't you?
Well, yeah, because people think, well, no, I said that I was going to do that, and that is great. But if it doesn't align to who they are anymore, they may have outgrown them, or, changed a different path. So then it's kind of internally, it will show up in other places for them to say, do you know what, actually, they're driving for this, but then they're going to sabotage themselves in some sort of way because it doesn't sit right and align to them of who they are and what they actually want to do.
Yeah, totally. I totally get that.
Mm-hmm.
Totally see that. Amazing. So this podcast episode will be going out 3 weeks on Sunday. So if there's anything that you want to talk about that is coming out in between then that won't be a spoiler, please do feel free to say. But don't worry, I won't press you on it.
I mean, I was going to give the listeners it's confidence blueprint. It's just a little workbook that I was going to give away to the listeners if they more than welcome to.
So I will. What we will do is we'll add all the links down below in the show notes. Whether people are listening on Apple or on Spotify, it will be there. Also on YouTube as well, it'll be there in the show's description. So yeah, it'll be there and it'll come up. That is really generous of you. Thank you so much. And I do encourage people to go and follow you, find out what you're doing. I think what you're doing is very helpful, and I love that you don't just want to help the one person at a time. You want to be able to cause those ripples and make those changes for more and more people by having the sort of middle women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I think so many people have so much potential, and just having somebody who's got your back and say, do you know what, you can change. And I believe that anybody at any stage of their life can change. And, you know, that everybody's always going to have those voices come up, you know, you can't do this. Who do you think you are? You know, it's going to be, but actually by having those thoughts, it means that our brain is keeping us safe. Our brains are here to keep us safe, not successful. And so we have to recognize, actually, am I in immediate danger? And if the answer is no, then you're just going to have to crack on and do it. And even if it's like, it's terrible, you've got out and done it. And then each and every time that you do it, you're going to become better and better and better. And, you know, nobody's born able to do anything. You know, we're not born with the confidence. We're not born to just do. We have to practice and learn and grow and fall down. And what's that saying that they say? They're like, fail quickly. It's like a saying, it's like fail quickly, because actually it will help you grow so much quicker, so much stronger by falling down, because then that's how we learn and we will overcome it, and just pick ourselves up and do it again and again. And that's why I wanted to gift to your listeners the confidence blueprint that I have. It's a small workbook and download editable PDF. And obviously the link is where you say the link is. And so that's it.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. And I think people will find that really useful. And so go for it, download it, because Cheryl obviously has a lot that she can help you with, and I do really think it's worth a go. As you say, why not? Why not have a go?
Yeah,
because even if you fail, you learn.
Mm-hmm.
So
and you might, because you learn, or you might meet people on the way that actually can help you to your next level. Because as well, just surround yourself with people that are going to build you up and have like similar wants in life, because the people that you surround yourself with, it makes a whole massive amount of difference.
Amazing. Yeah. Absolutely. Cheryl, thank you so much. It's been really, really lovely. It's been great chatting with you again, even without a mojito and a glass of wine. But it has been really lovely. And yes, Cheryl's links will all be down in the show notes or in the description on YouTube. I do encourage everybody to hit her up, find out about her, see what she's up to. And in the future, you never know, you might end up being one of those intermediaries, one of those people who can also spread the word and help people in the same way. I think that's just wonderful. Thank you.
And, you know, if anybody wanted to book a chat or anything, we can always book in, have a little chat, see, you know, where they can go and, you know, create your own blueprint and see where.
That's fantastic. Do you do a discovery call for free? Is it just a little short chat? And
discovery. I say about 15 to 30 minutes, and we could just have a little chat about what what it is that they want and how we're going to get there, and kind of go from there, really.
And I think discovery calls are really, really useful. We've started doing them now with the book services, because you can only ask so much by emails and messages back and forth. You don't get that feel for somebody. You don't get that feel as to how you can help them, whether you can help them, until you actually speak to them, see their mannerisms and everything. So, yeah, very good.
So, yeah,
Good.
so we're good. Let's chat.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me, Jo.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for coming. And we'll speak again soon, no doubt. So,
Yes.
okay.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.